Hi everyone, welcome back to Sarah's Bites. Today I wanted to show you guys how I make this delicious, easy, no-bake tiramisu cake. So let's get started. Make sure about half an hour before you start making this, set aside 3 eggs so that they come to room temperature, as well as your mascarpone cheese. Separate the 3 eggs into 2 large bowls, and we're going to start whisking the egg whites, and as soon as you see bubbles form, go ahead and just add a pinch of salt. And we're going to whisk these egg whites for about 2 to 3 minutes until stiff peaks form. And just keep an eye on these. Make sure you don't over whip them because the egg whites will curdle if you over whip them. We'll set this to the side, and we're going to start to cream together the 3 yolks with 2/3 a cup of granulated sugar. And we do want to mix this for about 2 to 3 minutes because you don't want any of that crunchy texture in your cake. You really want to mix that sugar in with the yolks. You'll notice it go from dark yellow to a pale yellow. Next up, we're going to add in a half a teaspoon of vanilla, and then go ahead and put in 16 ounces of your mascarpone cheese. So that should be 2 tubs. I buy the little 8-ounce tubs of cheese. And once again, we're going to mix all of this together for another 30 seconds or so. Once you're done mixing this portion, go ahead and brew about 2 cups of really strong, rich coffee or espresso. I used a rich dark roast for mine here, but sometimes I go with espresso as well. Both have great flavors in my opinion. You just don't want it to be too hot when we are layering the cake, so it's best to get that brewing right now. And now we'll gently fold in these egg whites into the mixture. If you're enjoying watching this recipe video, please give me a thumbs up below and consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. And if you end up trying the cake, please let me know in the comments. And now it's time to build our tiramisu. I use an 8x8 non-stick pan. You can use a metal or glass one here. And what you're gonna do is throw in a little bit of that cheese on the bottom of the pan and just spread that around to prevent any sticking. And then you're gonna need about 30-ish pieces of ladyfingers. That's about 250 grams or so. I like to have a couple of extra in case you dip them in the coffee for too long, because if they're too soggy, you don't want to use those. Your cake is going to end up being kind of runny and soggy, so don't dip them for maybe more than 1 whole second in the coffee. So you're going to add a whole layer of ladyfingers and then throw in half of the cheese mixtures on top of that. Spread it on the ladyfingers, and then you're going to repeat the process again with another layer of the cookies and then the rest of your cheese. And now comes the hardest part, which is letting your cake chill in the fridge. So I would let it chill for at least 4 to 5 hours. And after that, you're gonna dust it with about 1 tablespoon of good quality cocoa powder. Chilling your tiramisu will allow those ladyfingers to soften up, and the cold will also help everything set. I also don't recommend making a bigger batch of this cake unless you're taking it to a party or something, because you don't want to keep it in the fridge for more than 2 to 3 days tops. I hope you guys enjoy this recipe if you give it a shot, and I will see you guys next week with another recipe video. Bye!